Welcome to Carib Gold Olga. According to Atlanta Black Star, Samantha Lee, Tyrese's ex-wife, wanted a reconciliation. So Tyrese exposed his ex-wife, Sam, for just wanting to reconcile, to keep a roof over her head. Tyrese said she wanted to come back a reconciliation because she couldn't afford her townhouse, not because she wanted him or to mend the marriage or because the marriage was such a success and now she's seen the error of her ways. No, she wanted to come back because she couldn't afford her townhouse, and he shut that puppy down quick. So, in a recent interview, Samantha said what led her to filing divorce back in September of 2020 was outside influences and venting to the wrong people. They were married back in 2017 and she filed in 2020, and the divorce proceedings lasted just as long. She said she listened to close friends, including her therapist, who all advised her to let their marriage go. So Tyrese hit back and said she was just gaslighting him. So needless to say, Tyrese is not about to take her back because she don't have affordability about keeping a roof over her head. She says she can't afford her townhouse. So Tyrese was not about to take her back because he is in a full-blown relationship currently. And guys, sometimes we don't know how good we have it. When you got a man that's holding you down, you don't have to worry about bills or scraping or scrunging, and then you want a divorce. Why? Because your therapist suggested it and your good friends. Well, guess what? You got a brain of your own, don't you? So now you're blaming it on the friends and the therapist for advice that you took. Don't you have a mind of your own, Miss Samantha? And at the time she left Tyrese, their daughter was only a year old. So I'm wondering, did she really leave him because she was having problems in the marriage? Or was there something else really going on with her that influenced her getting a divorce? Outside of the friends and the therapist, was there another person maybe? Eddie Kendricks had a song out back in the day, Keep On Trucking. Well, that's what he told her. He gave her the boot. Keep on moving, honey. So now she's saying she will not be silenced because she received backlash for leaving her husband with a 1-year-old, and now she wants to come back. She wants a reconciliation. She says she will not be silenced, and she praised herself for accountability. Well, accountability of what? Accountability for saying you leave your marriage, you left your marriage, and now you don't have nothing, now you want a reconciliation? Who does that? Where do they do that at? In all fairness to Samantha, the words reconciliation did not come out her mouth, but in terms of the reconciliation claim, it was Tyrese who said it. So she says she praised herself for taking accountability for her part in the demise of their union. So now let's listen to what Miss Sam has to say about it.
I'm not going to allow this to be twisted. I took accountability in that interview. I don't take anything back that I said. When you grow and you learn, and you're in relationships with people, and you go from those relationships and you grow from those relationships, you have to take accountability for what you did and your part in it. It's not healthy to always blame other people. You have to own your stuff and let that be that. And that's what I'm going to do. And so you can say whatever you want about me. You can say whatever you want. Most of you guys don't know half of the story. You don't need to know half of the story. All you need to know is that I took accountability. I'm glad that I did. I'm happy that I did. I don't take that back. No matter how crazy it's gotten. I would never seen that coming, but I'll take it back.
And it's really a shame that Samantha allowed other people to influence her decision on whether or not she should stay or go concerning her marriage and her husband, Tyrese. Because I remember when they were separated and they were going through this marriage, he really, really wanted her back. And he was begging and crying on the internet. He wanted his marriage to work. He wanted her to come back. She wouldn't come back. She went ahead with the divorce, and now she's having second thoughts. Now she's having a deja vu moment that maybe, just maybe, I made a mistake. But guess what? It's too late because Tyrese has moved on. He's got a new woman in his life. And so it goes for a lot of us. Sometimes we got to sit back and think if we want to do a certain thing or not, and not have that outside influence like family and friends, because when it's all said and done, they're not going to suffer the consequences of the actions that you make. You're going to be the one to suffer the consequences. In this case, Samantha says she can't afford her condo. Now that Tyrese is no longer there to hold her down because he was making the money, let's face it, and holding the bills down, I presume. But it's a little too late because it's a wrap. Her ex-husband Tyrese has already moved on to a new relationship. And so it's a little lesson for all of us that we really have to think long and hard when we are making decisions that are permanent. It could be permanent. Sometimes you cannot rewind the hands of time and go back. Some people would have taken her back, but not Tyrese. He's already moved on. Now, let's listen to what Tyrese have to say about her calling him to tell him that she could not afford her condo.
I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. So then 3 days later, after wrestling with, man, what was that call about? She texts me and she says, can you watch Soraya for the next 2 weeks? Because I'm about to get put out of my place. I can't afford to live there anymore. I gotta downsize and move into something else. And my fucking heart dropped because I said, wow, you called me after almost a year to finally have this conversation about reconciliation, which was disingenuous. It wasn't real. It was not a God moment. It wasn't you realizing that leaving your husband and your family, as harsh and as heartless and as traumatic and as vile and calculated as that was, you did not feel a way about leaving your husband and your family. You were entertaining reconciliation because you couldn't afford to stay in your townhouse. She had 2 friends to call me, and he's like, oh man, Sam's about to call you. She wants to reconcile. She said that God has really showed her that she wants to for a marriage and family. So I get on the phone with these 2 friends, happens to be Aventry, and I get on the phone and I'm talking and I'm listening, and I'm like, okay. So then tell Sam to call. So she called and we talked. We were on the phone for about 3 hours. And the first thing I had to say to her was, you'll notice how fast I called you back, which means I don't need 10, 12 chasing me, trying to talk me into anything, and I don't want to play this game. I've been chasing you for almost a year. Now that you're ready to finally get back into marriage, I want you to chase me. I want to play a game. I'm not playing no game. I'm going to get on the phone, and we're going to talk about it. So after we talked for like 3 hours, I told her the first thing, you may call Zelly or think of Zelly as some influencer, fat booty, vixen. You may put her in the category of whatever you as a woman put her in the category of.
Guys, he's talking about the current woman he's dating.
But this is my girl. I'm in a full-on relationship. You left me. I have not talked to you. I have not been able to get you to call me back. You have literally left me, this marriage, and this family for dead, and everything that you accused me of in this paperwork and everything that has been revealed to me about your intentions, I can't unsee that. I can't unfeel that. I can't undo that.
So Samantha said, you can say whatever you want to say about me. Most of you guys don't know half the story. You don't need to know half of the story. All you need to know is that I took accountability, and I'm glad I did. And I'm happy I did. Well, if she's happy she took accountability and she's happy that she is speaking out and is not holding back, then she should be happy in her space. Whether or not she is having to downsize, she's going to have to do it without Tyrese. That's the bottom line. It's a decision she made, and she's going to have to stick by it. I think Tyrese has been vindicated, because if he was such a horrible person, she wouldn't want to reconcile with him, correct? If you're such a horrible person, then there's no reconciliation to be had. But she's willing for a reconciliation. Therefore, I deduce that he was not such a horrible husband. She further went on to say it makes no sense for her to preach accountability on her social media platform and not walk the walk. She also said a lot of people get into blame shifting and doing a lot of things instead of sitting in that seat and just saying, you know what, there are a lot of things I could have done better. And hopefully someone else can learn from my mistakes. Tyrese remains steadfast in his belief that Samantha never loved him. She only viewed their marriage and relationship as transitional, in his words. He said she moved out of their family home while he was away filming a movie. He also said that Samantha is receiving $10,000 a month in support of Soraya, their child. Tyrese is also paying just about the same amount, $10,000, for another child, Shala, whose mother is Norma Gibson, who is 16 years old. And so Tyrese is up to his neck in child support. Hopefully the next relationship will be lasting and no child support will be involved. Tyrese said his ex-wife Samantha has already tried to ask him to come back, but he finds her to be heartless, selfish, and a narcissist who broke up their marriage based on what outsiders had to say. And she admitted that is why she left, because of outside influence. So hopefully that will be a teachable moment for her that she would not carry into the next relationship, that you do not listen to outsiders. You go based on your heart and what's going on in your relationship. Samantha said if she had other people in her ear, she would not have made the decision she made. Well, I guess hindsight is 20/20, and I guess that's her admission that she wants a reconciliation. She didn't say the word, but she's been around the bush, and from all accounts, based on what she's saying, she wants a reconciliation, or wanted a reconciliation, which she's not going to get, according to Tyrese. So guys, drop your comments. Let me know what you think about this video. No, this is a little sidebar. Tyrese shows a lot of emotion. He cries when he's in pain. And there's nothing wrong with a man showing emotion. Although society have conditioned men not to show emotion. When it comes to men, crying is not supposed to be socially acceptable. But I am so happy to see that some men like Tyrese express their feelings and their willingness to go there, to cry in public and to show that emotion, to show vulnerability and when they are hurt. Everyone deserves happiness. I'm glad Tyrese was able to move on. Now Samantha Lee needs to do the same thing. Guys, let's move on to the next story. So Akon have grievances with Suge Knight. He said Suge Knight accused him of the R word. It's disgusting, and he's going to be hearing from his lawyer. So on a new podcast, Suge Knight is accusing Akon of the R word underage girls in the studio. Suge Knight has now partnered with Dave Mays to do this podcast. Akon told TMZ Hip Hop that the claims are false and he's not standing for the slander. Akon said, I need to make it very clear that I absolutely deny these outrageous, false, and disgusting claims Suge Knight made on his podcast about me. Now, we all know Suge Knight is in prison, but he has hooked up with someone else to put out this podcast. The name of the podcast is Collect Call with Suge Knight. Akon said, I've never called, received, or have I any contact with Suge Knight since he has been incarcerated. My voice you heard on that podcast was a soundbite previously recorded from an interview I did with DJ Vlad 3 years ago regarding Suge Knight in 2009. So now here is an interview with Akon and Vlad concerning what happened in 2009, this incident between him and Suge Knight. Guys, as you come onto the page, please hit that like bell and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so as yet. Thank you.
Well, then 2009, there was a situation that happened with Suge Knight.
Right.
And your old, was he your road manager?
At the time, yeah, he was my road manager.
Okay. Robert Carnes Jr.,
Yeah,
who goes by
Big John.
Big John. Right. Now, John told me the story offline.
Right.
From your point of view, what happened?
It's whatever John told you.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and repeat it then.
There you go.
Okay.
Repeat what John said.
You can chip in to say whether this is accurate or not.
Right.
So, allegedly, Suge Knight had approached. Now, were you there when it happened?
I was there on all 4 approaches.
Okay. Got it.
And John was there for the last approach.
Okay.
Right.
So you're saying Suge approached you 3 other times?
Oh yeah, me and Suge we was always going back and forth.
Okay.
Always.
Over what?
You know, Suge.
Yeah.
Trying to get some tax, trying to get the toll.
Right.
And
so
it wasn't happening.
So
simple.
From what I heard, there was a producer that Suge was representing.
There was a kid named Detail who I signed.
Detail, exactly.
Right.
And Suge felt like you owed Detail some money.
Well, actually, it was a little bit. It was different. That wasn't quite what it was. Detail was signing me.
Mm-hmm.
But what happened was when I signed Detail, it's unfortunate that Detail still had an agreement with Ray J. And at the time, Suge was in business with Ray J. Whatever that business was.
Okay.
So Suge came to meet me at the studio and said, "Listen, I hear you got Detail." I said, "Yeah, I got it." He said, "Okay, well, I want to talk to you about some business that wasn't finished before we signed it." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Well, apparently owes Ray J $25,000. I said, "Okay, that's no problem. If you owe me, we get Ray paid." So I called Ray. I said, "Yo, Ray, does Detail owe you money?" Ray was like, "Yeah, he owe me my car. You family, it's all good. We figure it out." I said, "All right, perfect, no problem. His next track or whatever we sell, up into 25, will go directly to you to pay you out until you're clean." And cool. We had all agreed to it. Suge said, "Okay, cool, no problem." A month later, I'm in the club. Suge shows up with like 3 of his little homies. "Yo, what's up with that money?" I said, "What money?" He said, "We talked about it." I said, "Yeah, we did." I said, "The moment he places a track, we pay him." And when I said we pay him, I was talking about paying Ray J.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, "Well, me and Ray 50-50 partners, so just give it to me and then I'll give it to Ray." I said, "Well, I gave Ray my word. So when that money come, I give it to Ray, and then if that's your partner, he'll pay you."
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Con, you know how this shit go, bro. Just see me when the money come." I said, "No problem. I'll call you." Third visit, I was in Vegas. I had a walkthrough at this club. He came through with his homeboy, and I think it was his little girlfriend at the time. So we over there. He's like, "Yo, what's up, man? I haven't talked to you in like 3 weeks, bro. Well, we out with the business." At this time, he's drunk. Like, I can tell he's tipsy. So he's like, "Yo, man, where that money at?" I said, "Well, goddamn, Sugar, you broke? You need some money or something?"
This is over $12,500.
50% of 2,500.
Right.
I mean, 25,000.
Yeah.
I said, "What's up? You broke or something?" He said, "Nah, nigga, never that, nigga. You know me, nigga. I done made hundreds of millions, nigga. It's about the principle, bro. It's about the principle." I said, "Okay, the principle is we spoke, we had an agreement, and I'm gonna honor that agreement when the money comes." I said, "If you're trying to get the money before the money comes, that's a different conversation. Because you keep pulling up on me and shit. Like, what is it?" He said, "Well, man, you know how this shit go. Nigga, this is the West Side, man. We can't wait 90 days for our money." I said, "Okay. I'll try to speed it up and see if they're going to shoot the money earlier." Cool. We good. Then he calls me the next morning. yo, man, I was a little tipsy, bro. I apologize. You felt some kind of way, man. I didn't really mean it like that. But don't worry about it, man. Let's just get it going. Whenever you get it, just call me. We good, right? We straight? I said, yeah, we straight, big dog. We're looking out. So at this point, me and him always had a communication. Every time he called me, I would always respond. And then I called Detail. I said, yo, Detail, listen. Should have been pulling up on me a little bit about this little money. How you looking with these records? I need to go ahead and get some of these joints placed so he can stop asking. He said, don't worry about it. I got it. I'm in the lab. I'm cooking every day. I said, no problem. So now, that following week, Super Bowl in Arizona. I'm already in Vegas because I was already there from the week before. So we left from there to go, to the Super Bowl. I'm throwing this huge party at the W. We up there. Good. Then he calls me the next morning. Yo, man, I was a little tipsy, bro. I apologize. You felt some kind of way, man. I didn't really mean it like that. But don't worry about it, man. Let's just get it going. Whenever you get it, just call me. We good, right? We straight? I said, yeah, we straight, big dog. We're looking out. So at this point, me and him always had a communication. Every time he called me, I would always respond. And then I called Detail. I said, yo, Detail, listen. Should have been pulling up on me a little bit about this little money. How you looking with these records? I need to go ahead and get some of these joints placed so he can stop asking. He said, don't worry about it. I got it. I'm in the lab. I'm cooking every day. I said, no problem. So now, that following week, Super Bowl in Arizona. I'm already in Vegas because I was already there from the week before. So we left from there to go, to the Super Bowl. I'm throwing this huge party at the W. We up there, it's me, Ja, 2 T's, Big D. These are all my guys. And we party having a great time. Suge comes with his homie, his girlfriend, and I think it was one other person. And at the time, my security got my section roped off. He's trying to get in, they won't let him in. So he's like, yo. So I'm like, yeah, come on in. He good. He walks over. Yo, Con, you good? I said, yeah, we good, nigga. Y'all want to drink, whatever. Just help yourself, nigga. You foul. He said, no. We're talking about the money. I said, God damn, Suge, really?
12,500.
Nigga, we partying. We can't talk about this shit tomorrow. Nah, nigga, we need to talk about this right now. I ain't got time. I'm about to head back out to LA. I said, all right, well, cool. When you get to LA, call me. We'll talk about it then. So now at this point, 2 T's is looking at his homie. He can see that his homie packing something because he can see the dent right there, right? So, and Ja is looking directly at Suge at this point. He see, okay, this nigga raising his voice because the music playing so loud. So now we like this. I'm standing on top of the couch. I'm like about this high over him. So I got him by his neck talking to him as we're talking. So, and I'm saying, nigga, don't worry about it. When we get to LA tomorrow, just call me. And then when I get to LA, we meet up and we'll figure it out. Right? Because at this time in my mind, I'm like, you know what? This nigga probably really needs some money. So when I get to LA, I'll give him a little something to hold him into or whatever. So I'm already, in my mind, like, you know what? I'm going to look out. You know what I'm saying? So he's insisting that he gets the money then. So then when I said, nah, it's not going to happen tonight, that's when he popped up. Was like, nigga, all right, it's already popping in, my nigga. He said something about I have to pay a toll when I come to LA and that my mom won't be able to come to LA. And then that's all I can tell you from that point forward. The rest is...
Take a little time right now, guys, to hit that like bell for me and subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. It's very important to keep this channel alive and turn on your notification bell so you can get the next upload. Once again, this is Vlad interviewing Akon concerning the 2009 incident between himself and Suge Knight.
Well, the story I heard, which is very similar to your story,
Right.
From Ja's point of view, he's probably going to be mad at me for sharing the story. But
well, if he shared it with you, then it's cool.
it is what it is.
I'd rather come from your mouth,
Yeah.
not mine.
He basically said that Suge approached you guys about some money that was owed. Ja got involved in the conversation at one point. Suge said he wanted his money right then and there. And Ja's like, yo, we're going to pay you, but through the proper means.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to get hostile like this, we can go to the bathroom and we can fight.
Right.
And Ja is about probably bigger than Suge.
No, they're about the same size.
About the same size, but very, very
Suge
stocky.
is actually a little bit bigger than Ja.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ja's probably not as tall, but he's
Right.
a bit wider.
Yeah, no, they both stocky.
They're both huge, right? So Ja said, yo, we can go to the bathroom if you can fight, and we can fight if that's what you want to do. And he said, at that point, Suge was like, motherfucker, I don't fight. I'll have your mother killed. You know, I'll have your whole family killed. I'll have... And John said he just had enough at that point. He said he just, the mouthing off and the threats and all that, he said John just reached his breaking point. John, I guess, apparently was involved with John Gotti Jr.'s crew back in the day.
Yeah, that was his defendant.
Yeah, co-defendant. So he had already had some charges and some prison time and all that.
Well, it was a lot going on, and it was a lot of, everybody was kind of tipsy except me because I'm completely sober all the time, so I clearly saw everything that happened. The first punch came from 2 T's to his homie.
Okay.
Because at the moment when I grabbed him by the neck and started talking to him, the homie looked like he was about to pull.
Yeah.
And that's when 2 T's hooked off from him. Homie fell, and the gun fell to the floor with it. And at that moment, that's when Ja hooked off on Suge.
And knocked him out.
And Suge fell down in slow motion.
Yeah.
And that's when Big D grabbed me and the gun that was on the floor and took me to my room.
Right. And then according to Ja, security ran in and started tasing him.
And then this club security, when they came, I was already out the back door.
Right. And then from what I heard, was that Suge actually pressed charges against Ja.
No. Suge did more than press charges.
He sued.
He did more than sue.
What did he do?
He did what everybody mad at 6ix9ine about.
He told.
I'm just saying. He did what everybody mad at 6ix9ine about.
And from what Ja told me, that he actually had to pay Suge off a significant amount of money
to drop the charges.
I
had to pay Suge off to drop the charges for Ja. Because I couldn't see my man going to jail for that shit.
Yeah. Because I guess Ja was facing a bunch of years over that, an assault charge, essentially.
Because Ja had just got out.
After having a bunch of priors and everything else like that. And was that pretty much the split between you and Ja after that?
Nah, me and Ja never really split. We never really split. Me and Ja never split. It just, when that happened at that moment, we had to kind of show a little bit of distance because of all the shit that was going on. And I felt it was more for Ja's protection. Even though I don't think he needed protection, but normally when somebody get knocked out, they don't come back with fists. They come back with blades. And I know as long as Ja was close to me, he could be a target because of that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's all it really was. And then as that time started going on, then the music obviously slowly slowed down. I wasn't on the road as much. And then just time and the merge happened that gave us that 2-3 years break from the music business. And that's all it was. And then with that, I just started to grow and become larger than business, music. And I just started doing bigger things on this level. And Ja at that time had found other artists that he was trying to break on the music scene. So it just naturally kind of metamorphed into some other stuff, but it wasn't like we never had no split up.
Yeah, I think you ended up managing Chantel.
Yeah, right, with Chantel and stuff like that.
I think some other people as well.
Right, and me, I wasn't even thinking about no music. I was on my lighting projects and stuff like that around that time.
So that's how the incident in 2009 between Akon and Suge Knight went down. Now, Suge Knight is in the penitentiary. Akon is doing other things beside music. Or I should say he has added other things to his roster besides music. So it looks like if now that Suge Knight has a podcast from prison, he's got to fan the flames a little bit. I guess all the people in his past who he's had beef with, he's going to be bringing up their names, including Akon. And he started this beef with allegedly accusing him of child R, the R word. So Akon said he's going to be hearing from his lawyer. So Akon put out a statement and he says, "It's unfortunate that I have to defend myself from these lies, and I will be involving my legal team in filing a defamation lawsuit against Mr. Knight. My prayers for him will still continue." So a lot of people are saying that they haven't heard any type of allegations concerning any child R word and Akon, where Akon is concerned, and that this alleged accusation coming from Suge Knight is a result of the dispute back in 2009, this business dispute that they had. So people are saying this is a get back. TMZ broke the story back in 2009 about Suge Knight and Robert Cranes Jr. knocking Suge Knight out and leaving him cold on the pavement. Crane was arrested for a felony assault, and as Akon outlined earlier in the video, he had to pay Suge Knight to keep Crane out of jail. Guys, I'm over and out. Drop your comments. And before leaving the page, don't forget to hit the like bell, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notification bell, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.